Well, hello there to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Geminis, we are 1 day away. If you're watching this video on the 3rd, you may be watching this video on the 2nd, but this video is for the 3rd of July through the 10th of July. So this cycle closes out on the 4th of July, right? So make sure you finish out strong. The moon is moving into Gemini. And when the moon moves into Gemini, you'll know that you landed on the bright side of the moon in Gemini. If you're feeling more versatile, witty, charming, lively, amusing. In contrast, you'll know that you landed on the dark side of the moon in Gemini. If you're feeling disorganized, inconsistent, superficial, cunning, manipulative, right? Or if you're around people that's like that, you're like, oh, let me stay away from them. Not trying to be contaminated by that dark energy, right? But in any case, even for my cross watchers, if you're the moon in Gemini for everybody imparts a witty intellect and independent spirit and imaginative sparkle to all of our personalities. So let's get into it. In other words, when the moon moves from Taurus into Gemini, it's like a light switch goes off. It's like, you know what? Because Geminis, you all love to learn. You like sponges for knowledge. That's the time to pick up a book, learn a new skill, podcast, like keep your mind busy with knowledge, learning things, new things as you're closing out a cycle, right? So just keep your mind busy because there's a lot of distractions around you trying to vying for your attention. So you pull in the opposite direction into the light and stay busy learning something. So let's get into it, Geminis. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards. I've already prayed over your cards. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back, Geminis. Let's do it. All right. First card out of the deck is the Strength card. Here we also have the Six of Swords, the Temperance card. Here we have the Sun card. Here we also have the Justice card. Here we have the Tower card. Wow. Strength card, right? So somebody is definitely dealing with some energies that you're having a Tower moment, right? Tower moment. Here we have the Justice card, and then also the Temperance card. And then also the Six of Swords here, and then also the Temperance card, right? So the Tower card lets me know that somebody is moving on from energies, just moving on. You're just kind of sort of traveling light. You're going through a rite of passage. You're transitioning. You're cutting ties with energies that, like I said before, that have just possibly been draining for you. That's just left you in a state of confusion. And in a very vulnerable way, sources said, I'm protecting you so that you're not indecisive about it anymore, right? So it's easy for you to just kind of sort of flip the switch and say, okay, you know what? When you weigh the pros and cons, you're not indecisive about what's going on in other people's lives connected to you. You're saying you're just moving forward, learning a new skill, investing in yourself. It's not even that deep for somebody. See this right here? Something is not that deep. That's how you can move on to calmer waters. Something isn't that deep for you, right? And you have an ancestor helping you with that. So it would be like, let me give somebody an example of what's coming to me, Gemini. Let's say, for instance, you have let's say, for instance, you have a work buddy, right? You have a work buddy, y'all go to lunch all the time, and they're confiding in you that possibly something else is going on in their lives. And maybe they got some stuff that's going on at home or whatever. And so, but your spirit keeps telling you this, and you're having downloads and dreams and stuff like that. And so as you're talking to them, you're learning how to pick up on vibrations very well, right? And but instead of you like asking, like you may come out and ask, is everything okay? I'm just kind of having a feeling that maybe the temperature in the water has changed. Not necessarily that you're taking anything personal, that they may not have said anything harsh to you or did anything to you, but you can tell like the temperature, the emotions. What we're talking about, water temperature may have changed, or you sense they're going through some kind of changes or whatever the case may be, because of the moon phases, right? Not necessarily because of something happened between you all. And they're just saying, oh, I got some things kind of sort of in the works. I got some family stuff that's going on. Nothing relating to, they're telling you it's nothing you've done or whatever. You're keeping your vibrations high so that you're not kind of stuck, right, in disappointment. Like, I wonder what it is. They're not telling me such and such and such and such. So you're looking at things from a higher frequency is what I'm saying. But you now starting, when you see this Justice card pop out, they could be indecisive about something that's going on in their lives. This could be attaching to you, causing you to feel a little indecisive about things. So they could be dealing with two energies or two types of energies that are vain and vengeful and trying to disrupt their peace. And it could be reminding you of how you've dealt with those types of energies. But because of and how you've handled it as you were going through your rite of passage, like as you were moving through life yourself, if that makes sense to somebody. All right, so when you're dealing with those types of spirits and you're going through it and you're helping other people through theirs, it'll literally feel like you're going through it with them. It'll literally feel like you're on a boat with them, helping them. It'll feel like this is you, and it'll feel like this is them. And so you got to have your waters calm. So to help them to move, like your emotions have to be calm to help people to go through it. Make sure that makes sense to you. So if your brother or sister are going through something, your cube mate, like if you're at in an office setting and what do they call, like cubicle, like mate or whatever, and y'all buddies and stuff at work, and you feel like they're going through something, they can be attached to energy. Because this right here, Libra is ruled by Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, pleasure, art, music, and aesthetics. Peacemaker planet, but it's also when it's the dark side of Venus, it can be vain and vengeful and disrupt people's peace. So there could be an Aries in the mix of a whole lot of things, of some things that could have been disrupting somebody's peace, or it could be a narcissistic Leo somewhere involved, or narcissistic Aries involved. Somebody could be indecisive. This connects us to Libra. There could be a Sagittarius is somewhere involved. Or it could be a Sagittarius as a guardian angel for somebody. Or say narcissistic Sagittarius. Whatever the situation is, Source is saying, because you've dealt with some things in the past, it's like you're the one that's on the boat helping them to navigate through things calmer waters and keep their cool, if that makes any sense. All right. So here we have the judgment. Yeah. So some kind of judgment. Justice and judgment is in your favor just because you're helping people. So you're divinely protected because you're helping people navigate through life without losing your cool. Like, okay, well, what is it? How come you know how sometimes people assume that when other people are going through things and they're trying to figure it out themselves, sometimes people assume it's them, and how come people aren't telling them stuff? And that's not always the case. Somebody could be feeling like they're under some kind of judgment or whatever the case may be. And so sources say by two types of energies. Remember, this is Pluto. And so as everybody is going through their powerful transformation since Pluto is retrograde, everybody's under some kind of judgment from somebody. And so source is saying you're helping people to navigate through calmer waters as your loved ones are helping you navigate through calmer waters. Here's the 5 of Cups here. So yeah, so that you don't have to sit and just lament in things. Here we have High Priestess. So you have High Priestess energy, and your High Priestess energy is helping you to weigh the pros and cons of things so that you don't have to lament over things. You don't have to stay stuck, not getting out of the bed, all of this other stuff. And so that's exactly where the enemy wants you. The enemy wants you stuck in the bed. The enemy wants you like lamenting, upset, frustrated, stuck, not moving around, scared, confused. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants that little window of time for you to be stuck in between something, lamenting something, whereas your ancestor wants you getting moving. So here we have the 5 of Pentacles, and this is about people keeping people out of your business, right? So there could be some energies that's very close to you right now. We're talking about spirits. We're not just talking about people. We're talking about spirits. These could be neighbors. These could be people at work. It could be people who are mirroring spirits, watching every little thing that you're doing. And it could be one energy that seems like this, like pretty innocent, that's working with other energies that's behind them. It could be a whole group of energies behind them. They just want to be chosen. They want to be selected. They want to be involved in some things. And so, maybe they were promised some things. But Source is saying to you, the best thing for you to do is keep your vibrations high with everybody. So that way, if it's people that you would have, like I said, you're divinely protected. So keep your vibrations high with everybody so everybody's exposed. So if this energy is genuinely sincere, Source is saying that'll be exposed. If it's not, it'll be exposed as well. Just keep your vibrations high. Here's a 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Cups is water. This snow right here is a form of water too. So when they kind of sort of give you kind of an icy response to things, Or when you think about ice, it's also a delay of water, right? So it's like frozen water. So it's like a delay in something. That's also something you're reading into as well, right? Something you're also reading into as well. So start paying attention. Start paying attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. So that can have a lot of different meanings. A lot of different meanings. Here we have La Luna. So yeah, so that you don't get overwhelmed. We know that the sun illuminates the moon, so that you don't start going into some kind of illusions, big illusions of grandeur and all of this. I don't believe this, or I believe this. You don't go into like getting like, just talking about all kinds of stuff. You beliefs all over the place and just getting stuck on such a whatever. So source is saying, learn how to keep your vibrations high and keep the negative comments about stuff at a minimal so that you can continue on about your day. That water right there has an affinity with the moon. So find out what your moon sign is so that you don't get overwhelmed and just drowned in emotions when you may not know what's going on or who's attached to what and what, well, I wonder what this person is up to. Wonder what they're doing. I wonder why my cube mate or my they usually talking to me. What's going on with them? After they already said, hey, I got a lot of stuff going on at home. This kind of thing. I got this going on. That's going on. So, yeah. So, especially if you know who they're around. If they've told you that, hey, listen, they got some issues with their mother-in-law or father-in-law, or that they got family coming in town or whatever the case may be, and they acting a little different or whatever. It's not, sometimes it's not even, sometimes it's really not even that deep. So when I'm looking at your cards here, they could feel overwhelmed because they're around people. Like every time they try to come out the house or come out of a crab shell, or, try to talk about the things that they believe in or whatever, they may feel like, okay, people give them kind of this icy stare, or, or feeling like, give them the cold shoulder, or act like they just, they don't feel like they're good enough or that they're worthy enough, which would be the opposite of this, right? So source is saying to you, when you're warming up to energies that what kind of situation that they're in, don't make it worse for them. Keep the vibrations high. Just keep the vibrations high. Keep the vibrations high. When you know the type of energies that people are around and it's kind of influencing their emotions, don't assume the worst. Don't assume the worst, because source is exposing everything. All you need to know is you're divinely protected. Continue working hard. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles here. Don't even give it too much time. Just keep it out of your vault door. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles here. Yeah. So right now you're working on your legacy. You're working on your legacy wealth. Here we have the Empress card, and making sure you cut ties with scarcity mindsets. In other words, those are energies that want to limit your abundance, right? They want to limit your abundance. And if they feel like they have something of worth or value to you that is going to slow down your abundance or keep you distracted, then that's exactly what they're trying to do. So if that means, let me give somebody an example. Let's say somebody has a child, because they've got the son card right here. Let's say somebody has a son or a daughter, and you share custody with somebody, or if somebody feels like they know something, you're close to something big happening for you, and they want access to what's going on inside your vault door, they will try to create some kind of a distraction for you, so that now you're all over the place, you're stuck, you're talking to this person, that person, you're distracted, so it can delay, it can be like a time split and delay another area of your life. But source is saying to you, when you know ahead of time, this is what this Temperance card is, when you're at the higher frequency and you already know what this energy is dealing with, when they're dealing with that energy that's playing some kind of role in that frozen behavior, source is saying you already steps ahead. You're a cerebral sign. You're already a smart sign, right? So you already know. You're literally ruled by Mercury, the planet, the messenger and the communication planet, right? And it comes to you through the air. So you already seen a pattern of behavior. You already know what's going on. So, so here we have the Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups here. So you can move on in childlike faith. And then also the Two of Cups here, and just continue to raise your frequency. Just continue to raise your frequency, right? So here we have the Nine of Pentacles here. And so I'm seeing financial independence for you. So congratulations to you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Yeah, but I feel like there is definitely some fire energies. Fire. It's several types of energies I'm seeing here, but what this year is exposed. While Pluto is retrograde, it's really exposing how obsessed people are, how jealous, how obsessed, how much people don't want people to transition, that to make a powerful transition, that they don't want people to grow and to be on the rebirth side of things and to go through a metamorphosis, because Pluto is the judgment card. Some people misjudged you. They don't like other people to be judged, so therefore it's like their judgment of you, they sticking with that judgment of you as if they're the judge, jury, and executioner of you. And so sources like, all you need to do is recognize that they are not your God, right? So they judge your intuition. So it's like, oh, they don't know. They can't read my mind. They don't know how I feel. Like they like to stay in that mind game stuff. But you're not giving them any energy because you're not a pick-me. You're not looking to be chosen by them. Sources saying you're keeping them out of your vault door. So they feel like they have something of value to you to try to keep you out of something, to keep you guessing. But that's like I said, you way steps ahead of that. So they don't have if any anyway, what I say, there's an Aries involved. I'm telling you, I can't make this up. There's an Aries involved. So here we have the World card. So like I said, I see you creating very firm boundaries. This card right here, the World card and the Judgment card, are both retrograde. This is about creating very firm boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. Very firm boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. So even if you're dealing with energies that, like I said, they're in survival mode and they're trying to play both sides of the fence. Let me see what I see. Pentacles here. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles here. Source is saying to you, in terms of your legacy wealth here, Source is actually you and somebody coming together are financially independent. So Source is making sure you bringing somebody coming together with you. They're not looking to affect your health. They're not looking to take anything from you. They're looking to use you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Matter of fact, they're looking to add to your life. So Pentacles is not just about money. It's also about health as well. It's about material possessions. They're in your life to help you. In other words, they're in your life to help you. So abundance. See? Nine of Pentacles. So you and somebody are financially independent, coming together, building a legacy together. And there's a Tower card again. Yeah. Tower card again. Yeah. So all of this fire here, right? So when you think about fire, you think about spirituality, you think about praying. This energy right here is in a predatory environment. This energy right here is in a predatory environment, right? In other words, they're almost feeling like they're left out in a cold in certain things. Like they have to do something to be let inside. So they have to do something like to earn their keep in a way. So in these people right here have determined their worth and their value. So it's almost like if you've ever worked for an organization, because this would be an organization. If you've ever worked for an organization and somebody warms up to you in the organization because they want a raise, and they says, okay, come to Gemini, go to Gemini and pick Gemini's brain, because we know Gemini's been working on something. But that's gonna determine whether you get a raise if you can get some information from Gemini, because we want to know what's going on inside Gemini's vault door. We want to know who Gemini is working with. We want to know who Gemini is working for. We want to know who Gemini is aligned with, right? So you got to see it from the highest frequency, that these energies right here have a scarcity mindset, and they're using this energy right here, who they feel like is of worth and value to you, Gemini, to get inside your vault door. Except you're smart enough to know this naivete right here to create very firm boundaries and not let this information know what these energies want to know. So that's what I'm seeing here in your card, and that's what boundaries is, and enforcing those boundaries. Because those energies want to know what's going on inside your vault. They want to know what's going on inside your vault. So here's the Empress card right here. Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of your wishes being fulfilled. Here's the Nine of Cups here. So yeah, a lot of your wishes are being fulfilled. So good deal, good for you, good for you. So here we have five and ace is 2, and so we have 8. So you had to move on from some past disappointments, and in order for you to get your wishes fulfilled. So somebody is really starting. Things are starting to become clearer and clearer and clearer to you. How people will use other people who feel like they don't know their worth and they want to be a part of things to try to get into your vault door, Gemini. And so, like I said, you don't have to be paranoid, but these energies, they won't come directly to you, Gemini, and say, hey, Gemini. It would be like a manager who sees you as a threat. Like they feel like, okay, Gemini is incredibly smart. Everybody knows that Geminis are smart. You all love to learn. Instead of a manager saying directly to you, because an organization wants to come directly to you, Gemini, and say, hey, you know what, we would love to partner with you. We would love to work with you, Gemini. We love the way you think. We love, we could partner together, because their ego is involved, because somebody started some bad, horrible rumors about you that their egos, they can't put their egos to the side. It's horrible business. When I say horrible business, when you can't put egos to the side. You're dealing with people who would rather use innocent people who don't know their worth and their value, like a snake, to use anything to say, oh, these people, they don't know their worth and their value. Let's see how much information we can get from Gemini. Let's see if we can get these people to pick Gemini's brain and just throw these people crumbs, to say, okay, well, if you do this for us, we'll give you this little bit. We'll give you that little bit. But if you don't do this, here's what's at stake. We're going to toss you out to the wolves. We're going to throw you out in such and such, right? So, and meanwhile, they're playing mind games. Here's the Justice card. Yeah, here's the Justice card. Yeah. So, Source is saying to you, like I said before, you're dealing with 2 types of energies that are very judgmental, vain and vengeful, green with envy. It's a particular type of a spirit that just uses people to get information. Just and so happen they want to get next to you, Gemini. They want to get next and try to pick your brain any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like I said, you all are incredibly smart, Gemini. I feel like you all are going to have those conversations, but it's always nice to know what you're dealing with. So make sure you're not sharing anything that you don't care about getting out. Like when people are having conversations, like I said, you're divinely protected. That's why we say in the Tower card, you're divinely protected. So. Here we have the King of Cups, and these energies always tell on themselves. They always expose themselves anyway. So here we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. Here we have the 2 of Wands, the Page of Wands, the five of Wands, and also the 10 of Pentacles. Yep. The 10 of Pentacles came out twice. Here we also have the 2 of Wands here. So, yeah. See that 1 wand right there going back? And this one right here, you see this globe and traveling. I see a lot of traveling in your future, moving forward. He always saw the 5 of Wands. Like I said, they always tell on themselves. It's always a bait and switch with them. Something comes out in their wording. Like this one right here is they want to be a part of something. So they it's almost like they just it's just exhausting to constantly being used. It's like they're on the verge of, like, just as close as they are to their vault door, they're on the verge of just like basically exposing everything. Like, you know what, Gemini, this is like literally, this energy right here is on the verge of telling you everything, Gemini. They like, you know what, Gemini, so-and-so company is, I'm so sick of this. That's what they like. I'm so sick of this, Gemini. You haven't said one negative thing about them, and you've just been on the up and up. You've been kind to me. You've been so-and-so. I just feel crazy even being a part of such and such. So that's what I'm seeing here. So, like I said, but you already know. Here we have the King of Cups here. They just tired of the master manipulation. So you're staying on your throne and just saying, it's not a problem at all. You get it. You understand. But at the same time, you're also empowering them to pour into themselves. So you're compassionate enough towards them to say to them, I get it, I understand. But so now it's time for you to pour into yourself so that so that you know your worth and see what you've been dealing with. Here we also have the Knight of Pentacles, and so that they can get to work and start working on themselves. So everything is lining up perfectly for you. Like I said before, somebody's going to feel a whole lot stronger. And I see you like meditating and source showing you everything in a meditative state. Yeah, so this is what, like you said, somebody shouldn't have believed some horrible rumors about you. That's what it was. Somebody believed some stuff about you, and you dealing with egos. People don't want to come directly to you because they couldn't come to you. They could not come to you. Yeah, somebody apologizes for betraying you. They couldn't come directly to you. So many people could have benefited from a partnership with you. I mean, for real. They could have really benefited from a partnership with you, Gemini. I don't know who I'm talking to when I say this, but they were so busy in ego status. That's why you got to give people a minute to be balanced out. You got to give people a minute to process their emotions. You don't know what people are going through. Sword situation could be death. People could be processing death. People could be depressed. People could be, and under the depression umbrella, it could be processing grief, which is so tricky. People could be grieving for 20, 30 years. They could seem like they high, they high on life one day. It could seem like everything is great and don't want to get out the bed the next. It could be all over the place. They could seem like they posting inspirational posts the next, and the next day they could just seem like a dark cloud is over their head. And people are like, oh, see, they exposing themselves. They could just be depressed. I mean, it could be all kinds of stuff. They could seem like, but people who are not qualified to even know what that looks like, they could seem like they lost a lot of weight and working out. The next day they could just look like they gained a whole lot of weight. But again, when people are not qualified to see it, so source is saying, you're learning. I'm glad that Pluto is restoring balance to Mother Earth, because you're also starting to see who is obsessed with trying to prevent you, or who's trying to hinder you from your metamorphosis yourself. Just stuck in a mindset. But these are the same energies, Gemini, that want everybody to see their growth. So pay attention to that. They want everybody to see their growth. It's quite a few people that jump to some conclusions about some things. So here we have, he apologizes for betraying you too. So it was two people apologize for betraying you. So make a list of pros and cons. You have the gift of clairvoyance. Time to toss some things into a burning bowl, but dance around houses if no one is watching. Leave them behind. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. That's what I was saying. See, your mental health is just as important as your physical health. You're just cutting ties with people. Create the change that you want. You have the gift of telepathy. That's the transference of thoughts, feelings, and ideas, whether they're intuitively, emotively, and super consciously. But you are protected and loved. That's why I said the Tower card. The new one is extra special. Somebody secretly has a crush on you, and it's time for you to do the mirror work. And so somebody has a demon of envy, Leviathan spirit. It's looking at your cards here. Excuse me. Like I said, the one that's going to be possibly most relieved, but also most confused and most hurt is this one right here. Because this one, felt like, okay, dang, I didn't even know my worth. I didn't know Gemini was really kind to me. They were really nice. I don't even know why I even I don't even know why I was so confused. But that's when you dealing with some energies that's like I said, love language. What's going to really help you, Gemini, is knowing your love language. That's what's going to really help you. That's what's going to help you know when you know your love language, and asking other people what their love language is. Because if their love language is gifts and material possessions, then you know that sometimes people can be easily bought. But if yours is words of affirmation, or there's a lot of different types of love languages, then you know what your love language is, right? So that's what I have for you all. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Let's pull a number and let's go ahead and close this out. 11, I am intuitive. So you have a keen awareness of what's happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift, and it'll help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great supporter and guide All right, so that's right. Your intuition is just showing you everything. That's what I have for you all, Geminis. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.